Welcome to the House Doctor channel. Today I'm going to show you how I went about installing this washtub cabinet. Stay tuned to see how it happened. It's not that hard to install this cabinet and sink, and it's basically the same thing for a vanity. So if you want to upgrade something in your house, replace a vanity, stay tuned and I'll show you how you go through it step by step. Washtub's going to go right here. So the first thing I need to do is get it into place. First thing I'd like you to do is hit that subscribe button so you'll catch all my future videos where I give you other home improvement tips and some shop tips. And if you hit the notification bell, you'll be notified as soon as the video comes out. Let's get started. Step one of installing any cabinet is to make sure it's level. You want to check it from side to side in both the front and the back of the cabinet. And you also need to check it from front to back. This is especially important when you're installing something that has a sink because you want the sink to drain properly. I'm lucky here because the floor is nice and level. I checked the cabinet, it's level in all directions. I don't need to level it. If you did, just get yourself some shims and slide them under the corners of the cabinet wherever you need them to get everything set nice and level. Okay, I have a gap back here. I don't want to just take my screws and put them into the wall and pull the cabinet up tight to the wall because that's going to throw it out of level. So get yourself some shims and you put them opposite each other, the thick end of one, the thin end of another, like this. And you can slide them up and down to get the thickness that you need. That way you have a flat surface between the cabinet and the wall. This little gadget right here is my stud finder. If you have kids, you know exactly what it is. It operates those magnetic door catches on your cabinets. This thing works better than any stud finder I've ever used before. You just move it around the wall until you find a screw head and you know there's a stud there. And it'll stick right to the wall. You'll see I have two studs right next to each other. If you watch my previous videos, you can see the framing and why that is. And I don't have any studs in this area here, but I'm not concerned about it because I'm going to be adding another cabinet to the right. When you're installing cabinets, it's a good idea to get cabinet installation screws. Yes, there's specific screws for installing cabinets and there's a reason for it. You do not want to use drywall screws. I use drywall screws for lots of things, but installing cabinets is not one of those things. Let me show you the difference. Okay, here you have a cabinet screw right next to a drywall screw. The gold one is a cabinet screw and you'll see it has a big washer head already attached to it. And the drywall screw has a bugle head. Drywall screws are designed to go deep into whatever material you're putting it into. So you definitely don't want to use that to screw a cabinet to the wall, whether it's a cabinet that's made out of a decent plywood or cheap particle board. The drywall screw is going to plow right into the material, so get yourself a cabinet screw with a big washer head on it. That's it, the cabinet's attached to the wall. Now we can start prepping the sink. All right, on the stub outs for the valves, which I'm going to put in next, I used shark bite caps. It makes it a lot easier when you go to install your plumbing. And I'm going to use shark bite shutoff valves. They just slide right on. I already have the water shut off and I've drained it down as best I could, but I'm expecting to get water out of here because this is one of the lowest spots in the house. Whenever you're doing plumbing, even if you don't think you're going to have water, always have something ready. You can get a cheap wash basin from Walmart or someplace like that, or I use this. It's a tray that came out of a cooler. If you're going to use shark bite fittings, make sure you have one of these tools. It's a gauge that allows you to mark the pipes so you can make sure the fittings go on properly. You just slide it onto the pipe and then put a mark on the pipe. You can see I already have them here because I use those caps. It also has little cutting wheels that you use to deburr the end of the pipe so you don't cut the O-rings when you're sliding the fittings on. I already did that to these pipes when I put the end caps on. Now we just take our fittings and slide them on to the pipe. and you can see that our fittings are up to the lines, so we're okay. They're on fully. We won't have to worry about them coming loose. Had this been a bathroom vanity, I probably would have put chrome trim rings here, but since this is a laundry room, a utility sink, I'm not that worried about it. Nobody's going to be looking under here. Next, we're going to be installing our basin drain. This is very similar to what you'd find in a kitchen sink. The ones in a bathroom sink are a lot smaller, but they all go together pretty similarly. You're going to need some plumber's putty. All right, tear yourself off a wad of this and roll it into a rope that's going to cover all the way around here. You don't have to worry if there's joints in it. When you tighten everything down, it's going to squeeze out and give you a really good seal. So you put this in the sink, and then you put your rubber washer on there. That'll seal the bottom, and then you usually get, appears to be paper, it's some kind of plastic that allows the nut to slide so it's not snagging on the rubber. So you slide that on next, and then put your nut on. You don't need a giant pipe wrench or a huge pair of channel locks to tighten this up. You should be able to just tighten it up by hand, and that should be good enough. And as you're tightening it up, the plumber's putty is going to squeeze out the other side. Next, we're going to put our faucet in. This has a big hose on it. This is more like what you would find in a kitchen sink, but this is a wash tub, so we have the sprayer nozzle. Feed this hose down through. Your faucet in place. Check your instructions to see what they call for the bottom of the faucet. This one says that this plastic on the bottom is good enough to give you a seal. Sometimes you need to put plumber's putty around here, but most faucets nowadays, this plastic is good enough to give you a seal so you don't get water leaking around it. Put that on and tighten your nuts. And again, you don't need a giant wrench here. Just put them on hand tight. Make sure your faucet is straight. And this one, as I said, comes with a sprayer. Usually these just push on, but check your instructions so you know that you're seating it properly. But this one, you push it on until the snap ring pops into place. And there we go, that's connected. Now we're going to attach our supply lines. These supply lines say right on here, hand tighten only. That's the way most of them are. It has a big, soft rubber gasket that seals against the bottom here. Again, you don't want to put a giant wrench on here. Just get them snugged up. And you can imagine how difficult it would be attaching all of this stuff while the sink was in place, and that's what you have to deal with when you're replacing a faucet. So when you're doing a new install, give yourself a break and put everything together before you drop the sink in if you can. If you do ever have to change these with the sink in place and you're not pulling the sink out, you're going to need a tool like this. It's called a basin wrench. It has a head that flips around, and you can use it to either tighten, or you flip it the other way and loosen fittings like these that you can't reach up there and get a wrench on. You can find these at any hardware store in the plumbing department. You're not getting these off any other way than with a basin wrench. Now we're ready to drop our sink in place. I put a bead of silicone across the top of the cabinet, which is what this install calls for. And that's really all you do to attach the sink. Check for level. Now we need to check out our drain lines and cut them if we need to. This is our trap, and it's going to go in here. We're going to be okay with that. And our tailpiece, we're going to need to cut that. Cut that right about here. This tool is great. I'll put a link in the description where you can get one of these and all the other tools that I'm using today. This is a washer that goes at the top of the tailpiece. The big flat part goes up against the sink and the smaller part drops inside the pipe, and then the nut's going to slide up and tighten it up against the bottom of the sink, the fitting that we've already installed. So I'm going to goop this up and put this on first. This stuff's really messy, but it does a great job of keeping you from getting leaks, so it's worth a little bit of mess to put it all over everything. And I'm going to drop that in there and get my nut started. I'm not going to tighten anything up just yet, just start putting it together. Next is going to be the washer and the nut that attach the tailpiece into the P-trap. And you want the bevel side of the washer, the small side, facing down, so that way it can seal against the P-trap pipe. So put our nut on and then our washer. This part goes in next. You can see the fat part here. That's where the tailpiece goes into. And again, we're not tightening anything up right now. We have one last piece to install, that's this. See, it's basically the washer is built right into the end of the pipe. That goes into the P-trap. The other end is going to go into the wall with this washer here. This is the nut that goes onto the trap adapter, the pipe sticking out of the wall with the threads, and it has a washer built in. Sometimes they'll have a separate washer. That might be if you're using a smaller pipe or something like that, or if you have a metal nut. Just keep in mind how it works. This one, it will just tighten up against the wall of the pipe. So this is why we want to leave everything loose. You can make adjustments as you need to. You want to make sure that the pipes are as straight as possible, and then we can snug everything up. This is all plastic, so no wrenches. Alright, our last connection is going to be to hook up the supply lines. We don't need these nuts and brass bushings because the supply lines come with a nut and there's a rubber gasket inside. You can see here another benefit of these shark bite fittings. I was able to turn the valve slightly, and that's really because there's not a lot of water pressure here yet because I haven't turned them on, so they can turn on the hose. Not to worry, they're not going to leak. And we're just going to snug these up a little bit with a wrench. Checked all the plumbing connections, nothing's leaking, so we're good there. I put the doors and the hardware on, and this wash tub cabinet's finished. And like I said earlier, it's the same basic instructions for a vanity. It's going to do the same thing. If you have any questions, put them down below. I hope you found this video helpful, and maybe you'll take the time to subscribe or maybe even give a thumbs up to this video. Thanks for watching.